Welcome to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast, where we unlock the power within and navigate the journey of your self-discovery together. I'm Shaz, your spiritual mentor and life coach, here to help you tap into your inner guidance system and manifest your best life. Whether you're just beginning your spiritual journey or looking to deepen your practice, this podcast offers insights, techniques, and inspiration to elevate your consciousness and transform your reality. Get ready to shine your light and embrace your true potential. Remember, the answers are inside you. Let me be your guide on earth. Welcome back to the Spiritual Awakening podcast with Shaz. Today, I want to speak to you about a very real scenario that happened to me this past week. This is coming from a very real and embodied place within myself. This episode is not about drama or collapse. It's actually about completion. At the end of the 9-year cycle, I made promises and deep vows to myself I was never going to go through anything like I'd just been through again. And it wasn't just the past 9-year cycle or the 9 universal year, but every universal 9-year in my life to date had literally been hell on earth for me. I had so much suffering, so much pain, so much agony that I promised I could not do it ever again. So the past 9 years I've spent healing, clearing, getting rid of all the angst, learning all my lessons and embodying who I am today. And over the past week, some of the deepest healing that I've ever had to do rose up for that final sense of completion. These were wounds that I'd already thought I'd dealt with. They were about my childhood abuse. I spent years working on this. First of all, the discovery when I was 16 that what happened to me wasn't actually normal and it was abuse and trauma shattered and broke me. And guess what? A universal year 9 when I was 16 years old. This was when I discovered the pattern. I can even go back to the one before that, and I had massive trauma in that year as well. And I was 7. These patterns, these wounds, I was not going to bring forward with me into this new vibration. Yes, it took some aspects of this 1 year, but the completion, the final breakdown for that glorious breakthrough has happened. And there's no coincidence as to the timing of it all either, because it all happened and it started on Friday. I was in my car driving to Ballina because I had a screw in my tyre. We were up at Byron Bay for the Starlight Festival, having a great old time, and a screw got in the tyre. Now, Friday was the last day before the weekend and we had to travel back home on Monday. I couldn't leave it. It had to go and get done. So I dropped off my friend to the festival and I went down to get my car done. I finally found somewhere that was open because this was over New Year's, and during New Year's, practically everything was shut. Half the reason one of the episodes of the podcast didn't get recorded was I lacked internet because everything was closed down. I could not find a safe or quiet place to record. But it was even deeper than that. It was part of my process of my healing because I needed space to allow this depth to come through to give you so much clarity and understanding of how healing shows up in your world. This final layer rose to the surface. It had to be cleared once and for all. It didn't arrive quietly. It actually started by my tire getting fixed. I was frustrated. I wanted to go and find somewhere to do the recording. I couldn't find a quiet place. The few places that I wanted to go and look at were also closed. And the final little, like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? The final little layer was I was going to go to McDonald's, grab us some snacks because there's hardly any food at the festival that we like to eat, just so that we could have breakfast. And who's ever been to a McDonald's that's closed down, right? It was shut because the exact corner where Macca's was on Friday, just after New Year's, before everyone's back at work, had a power outage. I've never found a McDonald's closed. Actually, probably once, because I used to work there when I was 16 years old as well. And it was closed back then. But it's never closed. It's always open and available. And during that portion of it, I just had this urge inside of me. I felt like a 2 or 3-year-old, and I wanted to have a tantrum, but I didn't know why. I didn't understand why. And it's taken me until today to fully comprehend and understand why I felt that way on that particular day. Because that day was the 2nd of January. And that was the birthday of my abuser. And quite frankly, I forgot. I just remembered as I was planning this episode, literally 45 minutes ago. And it was a massive wake-up call. At the same time, I feel lighter, freer. My heart is full of forgiveness. I have so much clarity and certainty about what I'm doing right now, and I'm excited for the future. So buckle in and let's walk through it. I'll show you and share with you how it all came up, what it means, and what is happening for me. And I hope that none of this ever does happen for you. But if you are going through something right now, just trust the process. Okay? We just closed out a full 9-year cycle. And the full moon in Cancer, which is always during the Capricorn cycle, actually fell just after we stepped into the 1 year. And we all know Cancer is about emotions. The moon, the goddess, the mother wound, and emotions rise to the surface. Pain, hurt, frustration, anger, all of that will come up. And the full moon is about releasing, surrendering, and letting go. And mostly it's about forgiveness to self and others. The forgiveness part bites, let me tell you. It can be really hard, and I struggled with it for many years until I found Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is the most beautiful, healing, meditative state. Those 4 phrases, please forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, and I love you, will set you free. I had to use these phrases all weekend, and even today. I'm still saying them, reminding myself of them, and allowing them to settle within myself. Simply because that last 9-year cycle for me was pretty hellish. The last 5 to 6 years has been pretty good, but at the beginning of it, the way it carried over, I lost everything. I had to start again. Let me tell you, I didn't want to. I wanted to give up. I was over life. For every 9 years, life fell apart. Tragedy happened, pain happened, agony happened, and I couldn't do it again. And last year, I have to say, it was one of the most beautiful 9 years I'd personally ever experienced. No massive pain, a few bits and pieces here and there. The odd cold, I had some spiritual flu after I got back from my cruise, some clearing energy. I knew I was going through this deep clearing. Little did I know what it would actually bring up. But it can only happen in timing that is perfect for you. Sometimes that timing is locational, depending on where you are. I was in Byron Bay, surrounded by water. I had access to a beach every day if I wanted it. And let me tell you, I used it all the time. Surrendering, releasing, forgiving, setting myself free. My system, my body, and my soul, and especially my inner child, was ready. And I was in the perfect place for it. I was also surrounded by amazing healers. I got to have a couple of healing sessions at this festival to do deep layer work. These released and cut the cords deeply to let it flow out. I had consciously asked for this. I'd been begging for it actually, because I want this year, this cycle to be my most abundant, most successful, most clear, most confident, most everything that I could ever ask for. And I know it will be because I manifested this shit. And I won't settle for anything else. Okay? This Cancer moon was deeply connected to my body. It was about emotional memory, safety, and the inner child. And they all rose up together. She come to scream. As I left Ballina, as I said, I felt like a 2 or 3-year-old who wanted to have a tantrum. And I'm driving my car and I'm thinking, how can I get this energy out? I had rage, I had anger. I wasn't even angry, or I couldn't pinpoint a reason to be angry. I was just full of rage. But that rage was masking pain, hurt, and was bleeding out from what had happened to me in my childhood. And as she rose up, I just had this memory about primal screaming. It was something that I'd done many, many years before to clear this work. The memory didn't trigger straight away. It didn't show up straight away. I wasn't sure what it was about, but I trusted the instincts in my soul and my body, and I did some breath work. I breathed in so deep, and then all of a sudden I would scream in my car. Thankfully, the windows were up. I was on a highway in the middle of nowhere, so no one could hear me. But let me tell you, the sounds that come out of my body, never made them before. Some of them scared the crap out of me. I was a bit horrified, but I had to do it. 7 chakra layers deep. 7 screams in the space of about 20 to 30 minutes of release, of surrendering for each chakra. Each layer of pain in energy in my body. I screamed it out. I yelled till I was hoarse. I released it. I surrendered it. It was powerful. I had visions on this trip that were phenomenal. And then I came back into a grounded energy and went and sat lovingly with a tree to recharge, ground myself, and give myself the power to move forward. I had a fair few readings that day. It was the busiest day that we had there. And they were amazing, beautiful connections with wonderful women who really just made me realize how far I'd come. Because their mirror image back to me was showing me healed versions. Even in their own trauma of how much work they'd done, they elevated and escalated me to different levels of connection with my guides. The way the information flowed and the connections I made on this weekend have changed the way that I will show up. I got great clarity in what I want to do next. I got great understanding of what to do for me, of how important I am, of my desires for my business moving forward, of how I'll show up in the world for you and for anyone who needs the assistance. This is my mission. This is my soul. This rage and frustration had to get out of me to fully own the reasoning why I want to do this. And I want to do it so nobody has to suffer like I did. As I said, it was hell on earth. And I never wish it on another soul. I create content, I show up, I make this podcast, I do other recordings or videos in any way that I can to help those going through hardship, who've been abused or had trauma in their life, who have pain, who have rage, who have frustration that's bubbling beneath the surface. Because trust me, you can't bottle it down. Ironically, or even synchronistically, on the weekend, I did a talk at this festival on Sunday, 2 days later, and it didn't fully register until today what it all meant. And that talk was about healing the past to secure your future. And I was telling the women in the room that you cannot bottle your emotions down. I ignored frustration and anger for years. I'd cleared loads of it before because I was trigger happy. And this weekend I was the same. And it also brought me into emotions and discovery of when I'm like this, and rage and frustration and anger and pain and sadness and all that heaviness is inside of me. I don't like who I am. I don't like who I become, how I show up in the world, how I speak, what I say, what I do. I actually learned to hate myself for it. So this was where the biggest, deepest lesson of forgiveness had to come. Because a lot of that was the learned behavior or the survival mechanism that I lived in. I lived in survival mode for most of my life. It was the only way I knew how. I don't understand peace and clarity very well. I'm embracing it now in every way that I can. I'm showing up the way that I need to for myself, because that's the only way I can do it. And it's layer by layer. My rage needed a voice. It needed release. And I did that through primal screaming. And then amazingly, I had a beautiful light language healing from someone else, and I had a light language transmission on Saturday night from my own soul as I sat at the lighthouse and watched the sun go down and the moon rise, and sat looking out at the ocean, surrendering it all, giving myself time, space, and freedom to let it all go. This was survival mode ending, leaving me. Today, I finally found clarity and focus. I'm setting up my healing room, changing my environment, and all of these downloads have come through. Why this had to happen. This final layer is ready to surrender. And it's really important because it's part of my inner child, my base chakra, that 0 to 7 years where safety and security are built, which was my most fractured part of my life. I had to heal that to embody, embrace it, ground it, and strengthen it, because without it, you actually can't have riches, wealth, and abundance. Without safety and security and feeling grounded in self, knowing who you are and having real identity, you will never manufacture, create, or manifest well. Or if you do, you'll lose it. And I know because I've done it. I've had great things, but part of my promise and my vow and my completion of the cycle was never to lose what I'm building again. And in order to do that, I have to create the safest, securest base chakra that I can within myself, my body, and my soul. And my inner child has to finally come all the way home. I've collected her over the years. I've had many stop gaps of her in different places. I do loads of inner child work. And at the moment, she's giddy. She's so happy. We're so excited for what we're going to do. Tonight, I'll journal with her. I will do my work with my inner child of giving her love, nurturing her, being the mother that she wanted and needed that she didn't have, and giving her all the love and attention she desires. I do that with my teddy bear, Emma. This was a gift that I gave to myself after the loss of my twins. And you guessed right, I miscarried my twins in a universal 9-year in 2007. Nothing but devastation. And thank you, Lord. I pray to God every day that 2025 didn't end up like that. And I'm so grateful that it didn't. But setting up for this year is so important as well. So many synchronistic happenings occurred for this depth of healing to take part. You may have heard in a previous episode I talked about going to see Oprah just a few weeks ago. After I got back from my cruise on the 4th of December, I went and got to see Oprah. Now, nowadays, I don't always fully align with the energy, but I have so much gratitude and appreciation for her because her sharing her experiences with the world was catalyst in awakening me to actually what happened, because I'd forgotten, buried it, or I'd been told that what happened wasn't wrong, wasn't abuse, or was perfectly normal. Because we do learn from our parents and the people around us, and we do get told what we understand about things in life. Many abuse survivors don't even realize in the beginning that they're being abused. Why? My abuse wasn't violent. It wasn't beatings. It wasn't overly physical. It was nurtured in love. It was unwanted, unexpected, and non-permitted touching in places that I hoped to God doesn't happen to people today. But it's rife in the world. It happens everywhere. And I know simply because I have so many clients, so many people find me to talk through their stories. Simply because as one person who's been through it, I will never question your version of it. I will never call you a liar. I will never deny that it happened. Even though when you try and tell people around you, they do so. I apparently make up stuff. I don't care what people think. I know my truth. I know my understanding. I know what happened to me. I have vivid memories of it now. I never did for many, many years. I blocked it down so low, locked it so tight in a box, simply so I could survive. My nervous system, my body, is loaded with cortisol. It is covered in so much stress. And I carry it like a badge of honor because it kept me safe. I've been healing and clearing this energy since I was 23 years old, and I'm 53 this year. That's 30 years of healing and clearing and understanding. And finally, this peace that come about right now, I'm so blessed. I'm so full of love, joy, and happiness for myself, for the universe, and for God for allowing this final step to release. Because my system, my body, my soul, and my timeline are all aligning perfectly for where I'm heading. I'm on the precipice of something wonderful, and I'm excited and happy about it. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I don't have all the answers. I'm not the richest person in the world. Some days I barely survive. But I have knowing. I have this beautiful knowing inside of me. I'm doing exactly what I said I would do when I incarnated. I know what my soul wants of me. I know how to show up in the world. I know how to heal others. I know how to share this story. I know who I am, finally. It's taken so long, and I'm so blessed for all the effort that I put into this. This healing journey has taught me so much about myself in just a few days, because normally when this would all happen, I'd spiral. I'd go in a loop of fear of, oh my God, it's happening again. Because it was around the same year where I lost everything and had to start again. Things were falling apart in 2017. I could go into fear. I could go into scarcity mode. I could go backwards. But I just gave myself time, space, followed my instincts, trusted my intuition, and searched out the exact right people that could help me. There are right people out there for everyone. I may not be the right person for you, and that's okay. I'm happy to share with you that right person. But please don't hold on to anything. Clear your energy, clear your lessons, surrender your pain, let go of your traumas. We don't have to carry them around like massive luggage on our backs. We can put them down, let them go, and kick them to the curb. These tools that I've learned literally over this weekend saved my life. I nearly had a car accident on the weekend where I would have run into someone who just didn't give way on a roundabout. And I swear if we hit her, she would have died because my car was much bigger. But I avoided that. And that energy could have also set me on a spiral of hate, of fear, of negativity, of being, oh my God, there's something bad happening to me, or I might be cursed, or this might be happening, or I'm in a negative phase. It's a period of time. It takes time, grace, help, assistance. You can get that from God by praying and asking for assistance. You can get that from angels. They're all there waiting for your call. Archangel Michael, I called on him to protect me, to shield my car, to keep me safe. And then I accidentally reversed into the carport at our hotel. Nothing broke, thank God. But if that was the accident I had to have, I'm glad that was it. My car didn't even get a scratch on it. But it was much better than hitting someone and having that left on my consciousness. I wasn't at fault. Wouldn't have been my fault at all. She didn't give way. But I'm so grateful that we were halted in time. I drive a big ute, and it's very hard to slow down at times. But I was stopped on a dime so that we didn't hit her. And that's because I was trusting in myself, the universe, and the guidance around me to keep me safe and secure, and finally finding my own inner power. Yes, I use tools. Yes, I use other practitioners. On the weekend, I got galactic healing. It was phenomenal. It was so beautiful and amazing, and the light language recharged my body, sent me on a journey through the portals, and I did massive traveling around the world. It was beautiful. I had reflexology on my feet. I had a cut on my baby toe on my left foot, and it was killing me. And she used some oils, did some reflexology, and my feet feel great. I'd also been carrying lots of fluid on my feet since I was away. When I was on my cruise, I just had all this fluid to come back with. And magically today, after the full understanding of what's going on, I woke up this morning and my feet have been the least swollen that they've been in days or weeks. It was powerful. Primal screaming, it's fun. You don't even have to actually do primal screaming. Just get out your playlist, put on your favorite songs, rock it out, and scream, sing your little heart away. Just go get some Jimmy Barnes and put it on and sing along with him. It will energetically release and clear your chakras. Breath work, focusing on your breath, taking deep breaths in, double breaths in, clearing the energy, and then surrendering it, letting it out, pushing it out, shoving it out, just letting it go. Ocean time, my favorite thing. Bathing yourself in the salt sea, letting all your worries, all your cares, all your problems, all your hate, all your anger, all your stress, all your frustration float out in the ocean for renewal. And you watch it come back in the waves with love, joy, happiness. Write all your wishes in the sand. Go and make blessings and desires and intentions for what you want and let the ocean take it away. These were some of the rituals that we did. My Ho'oponopono work, the mantra, the chanting, the peace, the serenity of feeling it reverberate through every cell in your body. These tools change me. And then I spend time just doing EFT, tapping on the different points around, releasing and surrendering and asking my lymphatic drainage system in my body to restart working again, letting go of burdens, of troubles, of struggles, of taking a breath, of stopping, of pausing and giving yourself space. Now, this healing has only taken me a few days, maybe a month in total, because I have been carrying fluid for about that month mark. But in the scheme of time, it's just a blip in the ocean. Give yourself time. In the past, I would have spiraled. My mindset would have went downhill. I would have been on a hate journey, blaming everyone, living in shame, just in this cycle of negativity and, oh my God, I don't want to be here energy of I can't do this anymore, of all the crap. But I just stayed present. I sat in self. And when I needed help, my first port of call was a tree. Trees have the most amazing energy that can help you surrender and let go and allow them to recharge you, to reground you, to literally breathe life into you. We have nature, the sea, the ocean, the sand, the grass, the sky, trees, all the elemental beings out there. Utilize them. They are there for us. After all your surrendering, all your releasing, everything that you let go, you have to allow it to physically integrate into your body. See how your body responds. What pains or niggles or struggles let go? What freedom and flexibility do you have in your limbs? What clearness, what silence you have in your mind? All of these things matter and give you everything that you need. Sweetly enough, over the last few days, I have slept so soundly. I normally don't like noise, and there's been lots of noise around us, but I've been sleeping like the dead, simply knowing that I'm off on other realms, in other planes, fully embodying the healing space. I may not get a lot of hours sleep, but I wake up fully rested, recharged, raring to go. I know this isn't finished yet. I know I will do more astral traveling, more work. I'm home now. I have my tools. I have my singing bowls. I'm setting up my healing room. I'm going to do my own healing stuff in my own area for myself, because this is about me. and I'm worth it. I deserve the world. And me and my inner child, we're on the ride of our life. We're having fun. We're excited. We're just going to do anything that we can. We are finally healed. I feel it in the core of my being. My heart is free. I have so many ideas. I have so many creative inspirations. I have done lots of work today, lots of movement, lots of clearing out things, releasing and letting go of things that don't matter. I'm changing my healing space. I'm setting up my office slightly different, and I'm raring to go, to be here, to be of service, to help anyone I can who's struggling. If you are going through anything, trust yourself that your body is taking you on a journey to renewal, to rebirth, to heal. Yes, unfortunately, we have to go down first. You have to break down, burn out, let go, become tired, get overwhelmed, or have exhaustion before you'll finally acknowledge that you're ready to rise up. And that's on you. When you have symptoms and you have problems going on, don't push it away. Don't ignore it. Pay attention to it and surrender. Ask your body and your soul to support you. It will. It will show up for you if you just let it. You do not have to suffer through any of it. You can get out of survival mode. You can stand up in your power. You can rise again. You can feel light, playful, secure. You can become everything you want to be. This sense of security and safety in my body, it's a whole new experience for me. I'm still getting used to it. Today, I swear to God, the earth's been shaking so much. I wasn't sure at one stage if it's having an earthquake. I was lying in bed this morning and my whole bed's vibrating. Now, I have a vibrating bed, but I actually got to turn it on for it to work. But the house has been vibrating all day, and it's just energy realignment. I'm physically vibrational at a level that I haven't been before because I feel so warm and secure and loved. And mostly I feel free. This freedom, let me tell you, it's going to take time to incorporate it. One of my biggest lessons in life was kindness, and that thing broke me. The best part, I'm so excited about this. I'm just ready at the racing blocks, raring to go. I'm making changes in all areas of my life, in the way I show up, how I plan my day, how I do everything around me, how I be here for you, and how I show up for me. And the funny part is the external world is already responding. I'm getting help where I need it. I've had answers to questions that I've had problems for weeks. Finally there's the solution right there. And I'm getting client bookings. I've got inquiries for Shine. I've got women ready to stand up and claim their own sovereignty and become themselves, the real version of themselves they want to be, not the version that they were molded into for everybody else. This healing space and reading space I'm setting up in my room is a sanctuary for clients to come. I will energetically use that space to charge every session that I do. You will see so many more videos of me because I'll be sharing this frequency in any way that I can, because you all need it. These programs, these teaching, this content is all coming straight from source energy. I'm writing a book. It's in the planning stages. I have bits and pieces here and there, and I know it's going to flow. It'll be fast and it will be out there, because this is what safety can do. I had unexpected money in my account today, and that's a rare experience for me to have. And that's simply because this safety and security creates abundance. Orders come, bookings come, invitations come. I'm going out with a friend for dinner in a few days, and I'm excited to get out and socialize and be around fun people, and especially aligned on the same wavelength, safe people. This is what you will attract These are the vows that I made for my new cycle. There is no repetition. I'm off the merry-go-round. I am done with the up and down cycle. We are just straight up, rising ahead. How do I know? Because when bumps or things happen, because stuff's going to happen, right? I can't control everything, can't control the universe. I have tools, I have techniques. I know how to process through it, and I'll get in and do the work because I'm worthy of it. Because I am the most important person in my life. Everything about life is about me. And let me tell you, most people think that's selfish, but it's actually the most selfless thing you can do. Because if you don't fill your own cup, you certainly can't help anybody else. This new chapter, my new intentions for this life, is success, abundance, grace, connection to Source God. I feel Him every day. He talks to me every single day. Living the life my soul came for. Showing up in a way that reaches people, that helps others. Because there's not enough of us out there helping those who don't know how. And there's no problem in not knowing how, because you never know what you don't know until you do know it. We've all been there. I'm 53 years old in 2026, and I've been on this healing journey and aware of my problems since I was 16. It's over 35 years of problems. And to find freedom, nobody's too slow. It happens in divine timing. Yes, there have been ups and downs, there's been merry-go-rounds, but now manifestation and joy is my birthright. It's exactly what I'm here for. My mission is to show up to help change the world one person at a time. Everything I do is to reach one person. I wrote a new blog today, something deep about tiredness and exhaustion, because I've been through it. And I've already had 2 comments on that blog post simply because I'm aligned. I write posts and do things on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, and there's no response. And all of a sudden, one person will reach out, and the fulfillment of my soul that one person got it, you have no idea the joy it experiences. This is the life that I want, the existence that I'm here for. To serve others, help them find peace, share tools, techniques, and let them find the same bliss, to find the same creative energy and intention to make the world the way they want it. Because together we can change the world one light at a time, one activation at a time, one person at a time. And now every single part of me is on board. You have no idea what it feels like and means to be finally complete. I've had to do soul surgery on myself to go and gather parts of me that have been missing in timelines all around the world. And I feel so whole, so blissed out, so connected, so zen. And it's because I knew what to do. I knew how to hold space for myself. I knew how to show up for myself. I'm not healed forever. Other things will come up. Other aspects are going to challenge me to grow, to rebirth, to renew. This body has to change. This excess weight has to go. I have to finally find that freedom. And I know I can do it now. Because I know how to stay with myself, to give myself that time, that presence, and to do the work, the inner work. Use the tools, the Ho'oponopono, the EFT, the grounding, the breath work. There are many, many tools out there. Use them. Meditate, pray, chant, ask for assistance. You're allowed to feel everything. You're allowed to let it move through you. For many, many years, the only feelings I had were on a negative vibrational field. I knew hurt and pain and sadness and loss and grief and anger and rage and frustration and murder. All of these negative feelings, I knew them at a soul level. I didn't understand joy. Happiness was a fleeting thing of, if you asked me even 20 years ago what happiness was, I couldn't answer. because I didn't feel it. I didn't know it. I didn't experience it. And it was very hard to appreciate more pain, more agony, more distrust, more hurt. But finally, I found gratitude. I found presence. I found centeredness. I found moments. These things didn't happen in large chunks of time. They happened in snippets, in bite-sized pieces. And they grew and grew by practice and repetition. I found myself. I gathered her. I went and searched timelines and planes of existence and other worlds to get pieces of her back. Most people don't have to. They just have to acknowledge that everything they've been through was part of the journey that they had to go through in order to become the person they are today. And that person is brilliant, magnificent, wonderful, and amazing exactly as they are. And yes, they can get better because they can release all the pain, all the trauma, all the hassle of all the crap that they went through. They won. Act like it. This is the greatest gift of it all, is I finally know it's all gone. It's going to take days, maybe weeks to fully integrate, but I can feel it. And that excitement, that joy is blissful. It's just magical. Healing becomes easier and more graceful when you develop awareness of what's going on. Pay attention to the signs, the niggles, the aches, the pains, the trips, the falls, the near misses. They're all guiding your way. Learn who you are. Respond in kind. Be in your own vibration. Don't talk down about yourself. Let that itty bitty shitty committee get the hell out of there. Stop the negativity. Uplift yourself. Embrace yourself. Feel bliss. Use your time wisely. Practice tools. Give yourself space. If you don't have it, my easiest thing to do when I need to get out of my head and stop all the negativity around me, I go and play like Abraham on YouTube. I just listen to that in the background. Half the time I don't listen to it, it just sinks in the subconscious mind. Then all of a sudden I'm repeating this, doing that, manifesting this, becoming that. Everything's wonderful. Find gratitude. It is the greatest gift you'll ever have. Every day, write down 3 simple things you're grateful for. Feel it, embody it, appreciate it, let it show up, and you'll have so much more. Do the work. Give yourself permission to heal and shine. Don't ignore your patterns. Don't hope that it fixes themselves, because it certainly doesn't. Show up for yourself. I did, because I deserve it. Simply because I love myself so much now that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to stay this way. And you can too. Until next time. Thanks for listening to the Spiritual Awakening with Shaz podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below so you don't miss an episode. You can also follow us on Facebook with the links below. Until next time, trust your intuition and let your spirit soar.